YouTube, today's recipe is really simple to make, but it looks really impressive. So if you're looking to do something extra special for your family and friends, or for your partner, maybe something a bit more romantic, this is a really good recipe just for that. The star of the video today is a full rack of lamb that I'm going to be prepping with a fennel and rosemary and thyme crust, and that's going to be served on top of a warm vegetable salad with chickpeas and cumin. The chickpeas that I'm using in the recipe I cooked myself, but you can use canned if you prefer. And the vegetables will be listed down below. So now you guys can come and follow me while I go to my balcony and pick some of the ingredients that I've grown myself. So I'm going to harvest my zucchini now. And there you have it. So now we've got our rosemary, mint and our thyme, and then I've got my lovely big fat juicy zucchini and the zucchini flower here as well for decoration, and our little powerful chilli. The equipment and full recipe are listed down below, so let's get stuck in. So we need to make the crust for the lambs to start off with. So grab a pestle and mortar and add 2 teaspoons of fennel seeds, and then just start to break them down. So grate some garlic or pop the whole clove in if you prefer, and follow with the herbs by teasing them off of their stalks. So now for the seasoning, you need to add some salt and pepper. This is going to act like sand and help to grind everything down, so you'll have way less work. So you finish it all off with just a dash of olive oil, and you really need to make this if only to know how good this paste smells. Oh. So as it's the star of the dish, you need to show your lamb some love now. So take the crust you've just made and start massaging that onto the side without the bones, and don't forget to wash your hands always after touching meat. So now for the veggies. Everyone has their own way of prepping a pepper. I chop the top off so the stalk falls away, and then I pull out the middle. You can do it whichever way works best for you though. I chopped all the vegetables into chunks. So like I mentioned earlier, this recipe is really easy, and I mean the prep with that too. So just nice chunks is what works here. So no stress, just chop. I chopped the garlic and the chilli a little finer though. Okay, so we're going to sear the lamb before it goes in the oven, so we lock in the yummy juices. Just start with the crust and then hold each side into the pan until it's lovely and browned, and leave it on a medium to high heat, but not too hot because you don't want it to burn. And put it on a tray and pop it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius. And pop a timer on if your sense of time is as bad as mine is, for 12 minutes. While that's cooking away, we can go back to our veggies, which just need to be thrown in a pan with some olive oil. Start with your peppers and your sugar snaps and onions because they take a little bit longer. Just let them brown, and then you can follow them up with the courgette. Then give it all a good mix and pop a lid on. After a couple of minutes, everything will start to soften and smell really great, and so then it's time to add the chickpeas, tomatoes, herbs, chili and the garlic into the mix. So for seasoning, the boss here is cumin. I added a full teaspoon. You can add more or less depending on what you like. Add a good bit of salt and pepper, mix it up, take it off the heat and put a lid on it, and it's finished. So the lamb is ready and it's time to take it out. It smells so good in the kitchen at this point. That fennel, rosemary and thyme crust is so good. Now just take the meat and put it somewhere where it can rest for a little bit with some tin foil over the top. And while it's resting, you now have time to prep your mint and your spring onion as a garnish.
So the lamb has had time to rest now, so it's really juicy and delicious. All that's left to do is slice it, put the knife against the bone and just draw it downwards. And just repeat that all the way along. If you don't like your lamb medium rare, then just add 5 minutes for medium and another 5 for well done. So all that's left to do now is serve up. I put the chickpea salad underneath and then place the meat on top. I went onto my balcony and picked a bunch of edible plants just to make it that bit prettier, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. We just need to take the garnish now and sprinkle that over the top. And you can also see on the side there the zucchini flower that I picked earlier. I cannot recommend this recipe enough, it's so good, and if you cook it, let me know how you got on, and if you want more recipes like this one, just subscribe to my channel.